So you've talked about creating positive change. What are some of the successes you've seen in your tenure as the executive director of the Franklin Regional Council of Governments?
About 20 years ago, I said I would leave the Council of Governments when we successfully realigned Route 2 around the Irving paper mill in Irving, Massachusetts, and I didn't leave. And then worked for about 25 years to bring broadband to all parts of Western Massachusetts. Was involved in the building of the John W. Oliver Transit Center, which is where our offices are now. Was involved in bringing the Valley Flyer, bringing the return of passenger rail to Franklin County, and that's now permanent service. I tend to work on big infrastructure, take a long time projects.
Obviously, there's been some challenges too, especially with what we're seeing with population loss now in Franklin County. What do you consider some of the biggest challenges facing the region these days?
Certainly population decline, or the projection of population decline, we see as a pretty major threat to many rural parts of Massachusetts, because as baby boomers age, we need help, and not attracting young people to our region will be a concern for us. So we're working on that, but also population decline hurts Franklin County and rural areas because so many state and federal funding formulas, the distribution of aid money to municipalities is based on population. So as our population decreases, the amount of money we have for infrastructure improvements, for education, etc., also decreases, then compounding the problems of how do we get people to come to our region if we're not caring for our infrastructure, our assets adequately.
Having worked there for so long and knowing so many people and so many businesses, what do you feel are some of the positives, some of the strong points that would lead someone to move to Franklin County or open a business in Franklin County?
It's beautiful, but more than that is Franklin County, because we're so rural, because we have to work together, we are a very collaborative region, probably one of the most collaborative regions in Massachusetts, because all of the regional organizations are working together. We combine services of municipalities, our businesses work together and are served by strong regional support systems, and so it's a great region to live in if you know about us.
Can you tell me about a current project you're thinking about?
Yes, super excited about this one. You may have heard about the destruction from storm events in Franklin County, throughout Massachusetts really. But what we've begun to think about is that we should be looking at climate resiliency on a watershed scale. And we've been challenged to think about the Connecticut River watershed because it's so huge from the Canadian border down to the Long Island Sound. But we've been able to get the partnership of all of the regional planning commissions from the Canadian border, 4 in Vermont, 3 in New Hampshire, the Council of Governments and Pioneer Valley Planning Commission in Massachusetts, and the 2 councils of government in Connecticut to submit a proposal to the federal government to do a Connecticut River climate resiliency plan, which we're pretty excited about, to think about the watershed, to think about climate resiliency, and then to figure out how to partner across 4 states.
What do you consider the most gratifying parts of your job?
Well, you do nothing alone. Everything takes partnership and many people working together. And I like that part of the job. I like that challenge, and I like that focus. I'm never bored, ever, ever.